William Du Bois Jr.'s wife says in court, Taylor Elkins never apologized and she never said why she killed the 72-year-old. But despite all that, his wife says she's okay with the plea deal. 21-year-old Taylor Elkins will have to serve at least 70% of her 40-year sentence, which equals 28 years until she'll be eligible for parole. 72-year-old William Du Bois Jr. worked as a teacher in Fort Smith for more than 40 years. In July, he was found dead inside his Fort Smith duplex. Family members say he was hit in the head with a hammer. Elkins was staying with her grandfather right next to Du Bois Jr. when the murder happened. She had his car when police found her. Today, she pleaded guilty to first-degree murder.
I said to her first off, and I've said this since the day that we found Bill dead, is that I don't hate her because my Christian beliefs won't allow it.
She took a big part of the Fort Smith schools away. I know that because all students that come to me, I work the ticket gates at the football games and the reserve seats, and every fan this year that I worked came up to me and was like, "It's not the same without your dad sitting right there on the front row." And I'm like, I know.
And Elkins' legal troubles aren't over yet. She still has an open case in Crawford County where she's facing felony drug and forgery charges. Live in Fort Smith, Brett Rains, 4029 News.
In a courtroom spectacle that unfolded on January 16, 2020, the residents of Fort Smith, Arkansas, found themselves grappling with the harrowing details of a ghastly homicide. This was a twisted act of violence like nothing this community had ever seen before. This was an unquestionably horrific crime committed by Taylor Cynthia Elkins, a 21-year-old Fort Smith woman. Her barbaric attack on an old man, 72-year-old retired teacher, William Du Bois Jr., left many in the community asking why would someone do something so evil. Elkins hit the elderly man across the head with a fatal blow from a hammer. The heinous nature of the attack painted the picture of a mercilessly violent young woman and sent shockwaves through the courtroom and beyond. As the judge delivered the sentence for first-degree murder, the air in the courtroom hung heavy with the realization that an innocent old man lived a long 72 years, only to have his life brutally taken, and now the youthful perpetrator would face the consequences. Elkins never showed signs of any remorse, and she never apologized. You would think that someone who had committed a crime so horrible would come to the realization that the least they can do is apologize. In all reality though, Elkins saying sorry would never repair the damage that she caused. There is nothing that can bring William Du Bois Jr. back to his family and friends. Arkansas law dictates that Elkins must serve at least 70% of her 4-decade sentence, emphasizing the gravity of her actions against an elderly member of the community who should have been enjoying the tranquility of retirement. The lack of remorse displayed by Elkins during the proceedings only added to the sense of disbelief in the courtroom, leaving unanswered questions about the motive behind the assault on 72-year-old Du Bois. In the aftermath, Susan Du Bois, the grieving widow, made a heart-wrenching decision to accept a plea deal, recognizing the painful reality that a trial would only prolong the agony. The shock and sorrow felt by the Du Bois family was palpable, as Andy Du Bois lamented the missed opportunities for his daughter to bond with her late grandfather. The crime unfolded within the confines of a community where neighbors recalled William Du Bois Jr. as a quiet and helpful presence. The juxtaposition of such a grisly act within the serene setting of Fort Smith intensified the collective shock and disbelief. Christopher Campbell, a neighbor, captured the sentiment, saying, "He was quiet, stayed to himself, didn't bother anybody, but if you needed help or needed anything from him, he would help you out." The disturbing revelation that Elkins had been staying with her grandfather at the time of the murder added another layer of shock and horror to the narrative. The case took a bizarre turn as details emerged of Elkins being found in possession of William Du Bois Jr.'s vehicle. The initial claim that the car was given to her by an unidentified male quickly morphed into a jarring revelation. Elkins was now claiming that Du Bois Jr. gave her the car in exchange for sexual favors. Needless to say, Elkins was found in possession of William Du Bois Jr.'s red 2013 Ford Focus, which naturally raised eyebrows and intensified the suspicion surrounding her involvement. Taylor Cynthia Elkins, convicted on a first-degree murder charge, faced a stern judgment from the court as she received a 40-year prison sentence. The decision to accept the plea deal between Elkins and county prosecutors was driven by Susan Dubois, the wife of the victim. Her primary motivation was to spare herself and her family the anguish of a trial fraught with painful memories and legal battles. Elkins is so young that even with a 40-year prison sentence, she can still be released back into freedom at a relatively young age. Don't get me wrong, she would be much older than she is now, but my point is that she has a chance to make it back into society one day. Let's pray that she gets some help while she's incarcerated, and possibly has whatever that's wrong with her corrected, so no one else becomes her victim ever again. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please, don't forget to click the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more true crime videos like this, and want to show your support for my channel, please sign up now and join the Popular Bosses True Crime community on Patreon. We're new on Patreon and building from the ground up, so it's the perfect time to come join us and be a part of our growing community. You can also help keep this channel growing by donating with Cash App or PayPal. All of my links are in my channel description. I truly appreciate all of you who have been watching my content, subscribing, commenting, and liking my videos. Goodbye for now. We'll meet again on the next episode.